For pro wrestling in your area, send for information to Post Office Box 17202, Portland, Oregon 97217, or call 503-283-6993. Fans, we're back. This is Dutch Savage along with my co-host for this particular match, Richie Magnets. And now to introduce the participants in the ring, our promoter, Sandy Barr.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is a special event, one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing in the blue corner, makes his home in South Africa. He weighs 257 pounds, Colonel DeBeers. His opponent in the red corner with his second, Tito Carreon, makes his home in Portland. He weighs 238 pounds, Karl Pope.
All right, here we go, wrestling fans. This is Dutch Savage along with Richie Magnets. Huge card on tap tonight, and one of the matches you're going to be watching right now. The world-famous Merciless Mercenary from Johannesburg, South Africa, Colonel DeBeers. Former one half of the World Tag Team Championship, going against the Northwest-owned product, Portland State University, former amateur and now professional, Karl Pope. I have no idea what the other guy's doing up there with him, Richie.
It's like a second or a manager or moral support. I'm not sure, Dutch.
I can't see why Karl Pope needs moral support. Can you?
Well,
he was his own man.
With the amateur background that he has, and he uses it well to his advantage, I don't know why he has a manager or a second myself. But to each his own, Dutch, I guess. Colonel DeBeers, of course, been around the world many a time. One thing about the Colonel, you won't move him into moving too fast. He sets his own pace, does what he wants, takes liberties at will.
I have no idea who that guy is over there, but he's not dressed very professionally, is he?
No, he's not. He looks like he just came off the beats of Mexico or something to that effect.
Well, whatever it is, Colonel DeBeers wants him off the ring apron and out of the arena. And I don't blame him. I don't believe a second has any place in this business. They just detract. They detract from the wrestling match, and you always got to watch where that second is. If you can't keep your eye on the opponent and watching the second at the same time, you're in a world of hurt.
That's it, just like he's doing now. He's distracting the Colonel away from Karl Pope. Colonel looks like he's been practicing a form of karate there, Savage.
I have no idea what the Colonel's practicing, but he's having a terrible argument. The fans are chanting, USA, USA. Colonel DeBeers doesn't like that at all. Karl Pope trying to get the fans up.
Looks like he's doing it too, Savage.
Our referee tonight is Dale Wire from the National Wrestling Association. Colonel DeBeers getting out of the ring onto the floor, talking to that man out there. Karl Pope says, "Aren't you supposed to be wrestling me? Come on up here." This Karl Pope runs those ring ropes like he was born on them.
He does that, in fact. customary lockup. Colonel DeBeers takes headlock, takes him right over.
There's another hip lock out of a headlock. You can try that 3 times in a row. Hip lock out of a headlock. The 3rd time. Then a head scissors by Karl Pope. Releases Colonel DeBeers, puts a headlock on him of his own. There's a huge side headlock and a roll-up by Colonel DeBeers. Try for a pin. Flying head scissors by Colonel DeBeers. Karl Pope bridges up, rolls around.
That's where that amateur bridging comes into effect.
Oh, look at this. What an athletic amateur. Boy, that was quite a move. There's a small package by Karl Pope trying for a pin. Colonel DeBeers wondering, what have I done here? I've opened a can of worms. Oh, huge side hip lock on a headlock.
There's that run on the ropes again, Datch. Climbing him like he was meant to be there. Keep applying pressure to the head, Karl Pope is to the Colonel.
Colonel DeBeers backs Karl Pope into the ring corner.
I must say that's not a place where Karl Pope wants to be against the Colonel.
Pope releases him. Colonel DeBeers backs up. You won't find that very often, releasing the tension off of his man. He wants to stretch that man out as much as he can. Keep him wondering, what's he going to do next? Colonel DeBeers is an expert at it.
There he is, Karl Pope climbing the ropes again, taking Colonel over to headlock. Just a 2 count. It's going to take a lot more than that to beat Colonel DeBeers.
You bet you. Don't forget, fans, about our wrestling hotline, the wrestling hotline. Call 503-289-4222. 503-289-4222. You can talk to Stan the Man Stasiak, the Crusher, Monday through Friday between 5 and 7 p.m. He'll answer all of your questions about professional wrestling. Don't forget, that's the hotline. 503-289-4222. Talk to Stan the Man.
Karl Pope hanging onto that head for dear life.
In case you're tuned in, you're listening to ring veteran Richie Magnets, my co-host for this particular match this evening, this afternoon, or this morning, depending on where you're at and what time you're watching the show.
Exactly. Going across here in the western United States, and it could be any time of day.
But if you want to see professional wrestling, Championship USA Professional Wrestling, come on down here to the Marshall Center. Every Saturday night, 8:45 p.m. during the summer. We wait till the heat clears. And you've got enough of the beach, come down here and cool off with us. Bring your kids down here. Keep them away from the streets and trouble. Let them yell and holler at their favorite wrestler. I understand they've been booing you lately, Richie. Is that right?
Well, I don't know, Savage. You have a better vantage point at that than I do.
Well, I would say that it's about a 70-30. There's 70% against you and there's 30% against you.
That makes 100, I guess.
I guess so.
Even in my book. Colonel want no part of this. He's going to take an exit outside the top rope.
Bad place to be. Oh, Karl Pope tried to headlock him in. Just snapped Colonel DeBeers' head. Turns around and there's that bothersome person on the outside of the ring out there. Is that Tito Carreon?
I believe it is, Dutch.
It looks like Tito.
Look at that
Carreon.
flying head scissors.
Look at this flying head scissors. Over the top rope. DeBeers' head banged on that mat as he was brought over. I thought he was unconscious. His head just slammed into that mat when it brought him over that top rope. Karl Pope, I thought, was going to take his head off.
He certainly did. Karl Pope staying on that head from start of the match. 5-6 minutes into it now, still staying on that head.
He's weakening Colonel DeBeers. Colonel DeBeers doesn't know what's going on. He has to watch Karl Pope, that other fellow over there at the ring apron. There's Karl Pope with the head scissors again. Oh, Colonel DeBeers. He just dropped him. Did you see Pope's head hit that ring rope when he came down? And then DeBeers stomps him for his trouble. Huge right hand. Send a Louisiana fellow to the promised land. What a right hand.
You won't fool Colonel DeBeers more than once. Karl Pope trying to go to the well one too many times. Paid the price.
That's right, folks. You're watching the world-famous Colonel DeBeers. He's been all over the world. A merciless mercenary. Methodically, mechanically doing away with his opponent.
Karl Pope's in a position he doesn't want to be in.
Yeah, in the ring with Colonel DeBeers.
Well, Colonel saw that problem. He just exited him stage right.
Colonel DeBeers coming out onto the ring apron. Pope on the floor here at the tarmac at Marshall Center in Vancouver. DeBeers is, I think he's going to, yes he did. He stomped him right on top of his head.
With them regulation South African Army boots that he wears.
Well, they've been okayed by the commissioner.
That they have.
Our ringside inspector tonight is Roland Schumacher from the Washington State Athletic Commission. These matches are all sanctioned by the Washington State Athletic Commission. Huge forearm by Karl Pope. Not by Karl Pope, by Colonel DeBeers. Correct me here, Magnet. Stay on top of this. I'm excited.
Dutch, I didn't want to make you look more foolish than you did.
Oh.
You do a good enough job by yourself.
I left myself wide open on that one.
Colonel DeBeers just having his way with Karl Pope at this particular moment in the match. Another stomp to the forehead. Wouldn't surprise me if Colonel's got some marks on his head by now.
Boy, I tell you, he's something else, this Colonel DeBeers. You really, really got to know what you're doing to get in the ring with this man. There's a choke by Colonel DeBeers while referee Dale Wire's back is turned. DeBeers lets Pope go, walks away, and innocently says, "Nothing wrong, referee."
I suppose Pope was wishing he didn't have that second at that.
Oh, he's going to sit down on him. Oh, he did. You see, that's why it's so dangerous to have a second at the ring. That second over there has done more harm for Karl Pope than good.
Just when he thinks he's helping you, it does a lot more harm than good.
That's right, and Colonel DeBeers has taken advantage of it. That's because he's a pro's pro. And I'm not putting Colonel DeBeers over. I'm giving the devil his due. He knows what he's doing. You don't mess with the DeBeers for long before you pay the price. Huge thundering right forearm to Karl Pope. Elbow in the head while he's on the ring apron.
Colonel hasn't survived in this sport for that many years by not knowing what he's doing in that ring.
Well, he was one half of the World Tag Team Championship. That's the entire world. You've got to have something on the ball to pull that off.
You most certainly do.
The big merciless mercenary from South Africa, Colonel DeBeers, raising his own hands in victory, but the match isn't over yet. Pope on the tarmac here at the Marshall Center, trying to get back in the ring. That fella's trying to be a help to him is more detrimental than a help. DeBeers just attacks Karl Pope while he's on the apron.
Colonel DeBeers is so deliberate and slow when he's inflicting pain. Knows every trick in the book, Savage.
Keeps his opponent away from the referee where the referee can't see. All the referee can do is question. If you can't see it, you can't call it. Colonel DeBeers hugging the referee saying, "You're okay." He'll try anything, won't he?
He most certainly will.
Look at this Karl Pope after the beating he's just taken. What a phenomenally conditioned athlete. He's coming back at DeBeers, throwing forearms. DeBeers waist locks him, throws him out onto the floor. Oh, man. I hope he didn't break anything.
Well, you know, he hit pretty hard. You can hear that over here. This is not a padded floor. There's no padding around this ring. It's solid cement. A little bit of rubber coating for a basketball to hit.
You think this match is something, which it is, something to behold. We have Slam and Tackle. The Serbian Liberated Army movement is on the card tonight. Trashman, Super Ranger, Big Iron Mike Roselli coming down out of Canada is here tonight, too. So don't go away, folks. This is only one match of many. There's a try for a suplex by Colonel DeBeers on Karl Pope, which he manufactures rather well and sends Pope crashing to the mat.
Karl Pope's taking the definite worst of the punishment here during this match, Savage. But he still has enough heart and enough fight to kick out. That left knee of Colonel DeBeers is driving right to that forehead. I think the Colonel's trying to soften that forehead of
DeBeers up on the second. Oh, he walked right into that. He walked right into that foot. That caught him right on the clicker, right on the jaw. There's another flying head scissors by Pope. Down goes DeBeers. Pope runs, he runs up the ropes. Comes over, another headlock on DeBeers. DeBeers almost pinned on that one.
I think this gentleman at ringside thinks he's in a marathon. He's moving around the ring.
Colonel DeBeers just ran into a bone-jarring forearm clothesline by Karl Pope.
They're going to have to dish out plenty of punishment. Wow. Colonel looked like he was out on his feet at that particular time. Drop face first to the canvas.
This is a match to be a main event anywhere in the universe. Power slam by Karl Pope on DeBeers. I thought we had a 3 count.
Was that about 2 7/8, Dutch?
Well, referee Dale Wire reiterated, said it was 2.5, not a 3.
2.5.
Referee's in charge. Pope arm whips him into the far turnbuckle. Whips DeBeers again into this turnbuckle and right in front of us here. There's a reversal by Colonel DeBeers. Karl Pope goes up on the upside down, gives him a double kick as he walks in. Tried to rush him, tried to left hook him. Pope is nowhere to be found. Goes up on the second rope, trips as he gets up there. DeBeers wondering what in the world's going on. There's a try for a victory roll in a small package.
Looks like Colonel's got his foot on the ropes.
Colonel DeBeers
knows where he's at in that ring at all times. No, Colonel's a big man.
Amazing, Richie. He's just amazing. Everybody forgets, you're right. Colonel DeBeers stands about 6'5", 6'6", weighs 275 if he weighs a dime.
Another small package by Karl Pope.
There it is. There's a 3 count. What in the world happened here? DeBeers, small package out of nowhere. Out of absolutely nowhere. Colonel DeBeers has just bit the bullet. Karl Pope got a 3 count and the victory over Colonel DeBeers. Colonel DeBeers is trying to show the referee that Karl Pope pulled his trunks. I don't believe this.
That's got to be considered a major upset here tonight, Savage.
Colonel DeBeers is trying to convince the referee that Karl Pope pulled his tights. Karl Pope says, no way, I won that match fair and square. The referee is listening. He's not listening to him. He's raising Karl Pope's hand. The winner of this bout is Karl Pope. Colonel DeBeers attacking Pope after the match is over. Throws him out of the ring onto the concrete. Goes out after him. This thing isn't over yet, folks. Colonel DeBeers didn't like being what he calls oh, no. There goes our lights for the evening.
Wow.
He just slammed Karl Pope into one of our light standards at ringside here at the Marshall Center. Oh, he's taking him over. Oh, he just rammed him into the wall.
That is a cement wall,
It might be
Savage.
about a range on your camera here, folks. But Colonel DeBeers has just taken out some hatred.
Karl may have won the battle, but the Colonel's going to try to win the war.
There's a fan making a wrong move, an old man out of shape. He's giving it to Colonel DeBeers.
The temper that Colonel DeBeers has, I don't know if that's a very good idea.
All right, folks. This is Championship USA Wrestling. This is Dutch Savage and Richie Magnets. We'll be right back after these messages.